Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Welcome to Congregation Orami, especially if it's your first time here ever or just in a long while. And welcome also to those who are joining us from home through our live stream. We begin our service together at the bottom of page 1, and if anyone needs a copy of the service, you can find them at the table near the entrance where Terry's standing. Terry's our greeter tonight. So please join me in reading the opening reading. We gather together tonight because we are a community. Some of us are old friends. Some of us have met today for the first time. But by the end of this Shabbat service, we will have forged a bond, a connection of the mind, spirit, and body, as we read together, sing together, sit and stand together. Although we all come to this synagogue from different backgrounds, each with our own beliefs and feelings about spirituality, tonight offers us an opportunity to discover our ultimate unity. As William James once said, we are like islands in the sea, separate on the surface but connected in the deep. Let us uncover our deeper connections tonight. We continue on page 3. I'd like to invite up my friend Sarah to lead us in the reading at the top of the page.
True friends. Your truest friends are the ones who will stand by you. In your darkest moments, they're willing to brave the shadows with you. And in your greatest moments, they're not afraid to let you shine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And at this point in our service, we think of the week that has passed and hold on to all of the good things from this past week. So if you had an experience that inspired gratitude, if you have some good news to share, no matter how big or how small, I invite you to share that joy with the community now. Yeah, Eileen? Awesome, welcome. We're glad you're here with us tonight. Yeah, Judy?
I had a wonderful dinner with Sylvia tonight, and there was a lot of friends who wanted to make sure we celebrated with you.
Good. Did you bring me any leftovers? All right, cool. Stan? Mazel tov. Happy birthday. Joel?
While we were residents across the street from our house, everything was total chaos. And we finally moved back in, and everything is still total chaos.
From chaos to chaos. Awesome. Amelie?
Today was my last day at school, and my brother is back from being in Italy for 9 months.
Welcome back. And congrats on finishing the school year.
Amelia had her first swim meet of the season this past Wednesday, and she cut it 10 seconds off the breaststroke time.
Way to go, Amelia. Awesome. Yeah, Pat?
Grandson number 2 advanced in Civil Air Patrol to the Amelia Earhart Award.
Awesome. Mazel tov. And Daniela?
I did have a girl in the lady who was
Cool. Made it through. Is it your first epidural that you were a part of? Okay, good. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Susan?
Our mentee that we've been mentoring for many, many years graduated from Richmond Community High School and is going with scholarships to Radford University.
Awesome. Mazel tov. That's great. Alyssa? Made it through the school year. Very good. So we thank God for all of these blessings, including the blessing of simply being alive for this moment in time, with the words of Shehechianu found near the top of page 4. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Happiness. Happiness comes in many forms, in the company of good friends, in the feeling you get when you make someone else's dream come true, or in the promise of hope renewed. So we continue with Lecha Dodi on page 6.
Lecha
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor bezachor bedibor echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, Hashem el tiferet v'litzila la 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 Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki hi mekor habracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof maaseh v'machshava tchila la 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 Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Hitoreri, Ki va'orach kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayik, Yigal la 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 Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. And we rise together and face the entrance to symbolically welcome in the presence of Shabbat. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha uvtzola, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala, la 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 Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, Pnei Pnei Shabbat nikabela. And please be seated.
So as we know, tonight is our incredible 10-year anniversary for Rabbi Ahuva. And so, yeah! And so we're going to do things a little differently this evening. We're going to be having some speakers come up to share some beautiful thoughts about our Rabbi Ahuva. And so the first speakers I would like to call up will be Sylvia. Come on up.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Good evening, Rabbi. What an honor. For a few minutes, I'd like to talk to you about miracles. I believe in miracles. When I was very young, my mother told me miracles happen every day. She was right. At 87, I've had a few miracles. I'm really 87. First, my daughter, my granddaughter, and myself all had cancer together at the same time. We all recovered completely. A miracle. Yeah. Next, I was a perfect donor match and was able to give my husband David a kidney and 10 more years of life with his family. A miracle. And Rabbi, you were there with us till the very end. I thank you so much from me and from my family. At my age, you don't expect miracles so often, but God had something very special in store for me. Rabbi Ahuva arrived at Ormi, embracing me and my family with her wisdom, her support, her friendship, in our very happy times and in our not so happy times. Rabbi, I've learned so much from you. Yes, you can teach a dog new tricks. My grandmother would have put it this way, but she would have said it in Yiddish. This young woman has an old head on young shoulders. Rabbi, you are a miracle in my life, and God bless you.
And next up, I'd like to call up Joanne.
Rabbi, we connected 5 years ago. I had just disconnected from my life in New York and was starting my life again back home in Richmond. Years of therapy had taught me to connect with my inner child, and my inner child needed to come home. The adult was in me was ready to start again, but not sure how, and I needed some direction. I saw your video introduction on the ORME website and thought, maybe this would be a good place to start. I called and made an appointment to see you. I remember sitting across from you in your office, not really sure what I was supposed to say, how I should act, certain you would see what I was sure everyone else saw. An imposter, a fake, unworthy of your time, a damaged soul. I was raised as a secular Jew, but also raised in an environment where organized religion was the opiate of the masses. And yet here I was. I remember relating to you my life history, focusing on my recoveries, my journey back to Richmond. I was disconnected, and disconnected from my soul. I asked you how I could find my way, certain you would offer me the one prayer or the wisest and sagest of advice that would instantly heal me. Instead, you suggested I started coming to weekly Friday night services. I knew it. I said to myself, religion's a scam. But there was something about your calm demeanor, the sound of your voice, the look in your eyes that made me think otherwise. I thought of the Seinfeld episode where George decided to do the opposite of what he would normally say and do, and decided to do the same. So I took a leap of faith, so to speak, went out of my comfort zone, and started to come. I came from a time where asking for help was a sign of weakness. Strength was handling life's difficult moments alone, and to do anything else was failure. I didn't have to be alone anymore. I had a community connection, and that was here. During this time, I started to come to Torah study, where every week the motto of Torah study is, "What happens since Torah study stays in Torah study." Within this motto, there would be no safe ways to stumble, to humble, to grow, and continue to be one of the most important parts of being a Jew for me. Interestingly, once I discovered the connection of community, I started to connect to the beauty and wisdom of studying the Torah. The Torah is the study of our people, a community of people with faults and strengths and weaknesses, common trials, tribulations, and spiritual growth. We have all survived because of community, and we are bound by connection. Perhaps one of the most meaningful actions you ever did for me was allowing me to teach our youth in Sunday school. I had never officially taught anything except in the role as a nurse. I had only just learned Hebrew. To believe that I could not only serve as a role model, but to help mold other future generations has been one of the most profound experiences of my life. Thank you, Rabbi Ahuva, for weekly Friday night services, for Torah study, for the gift of having you at Orami, and for our connection 5 years ago. We are so lucky to have you here, and I am so lucky to have made that connection.
Let's give Sylvia and Joanne a standing ovation, or just rise for the Baruch Hu on page 8. Yeah. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Please be seated. We continue with Ma'ariv Aravim in the middle of page 8. There is a twilight zone in our hearts that we ourselves cannot see, even when we know quite a lot about ourselves, our gifts and weaknesses, our ambitions and aspirations, our motives and our drives. Large parts of ourselves remain in the shadow of consciousness. We will always remain partially hidden to ourselves. Other people, especially those who love us, can often see our twilight zones better than we ourselves can. The way we are seen and understood by others is different from the way we see and understand ourselves. We will never fully know the significance of our presence in the lives of our friends. That's a grace that calls us not only to humility, but to a deep trust in those who love us. It is the twilight zones of our hearts where true friendships are born. Baruch Atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim. Continue with Roll Into the Dark on page 9. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll in into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
I'd like to call up Eddie to speak next.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Yeah, there we go. Being here necessitated flying over 6,000 miles, so I'm really glad that it worked out like this. Dear Rabbi, Mazal Tov on 10 years at Orami. When I first came to Orami in July of 2017 as a 16-year-old high schooler, interested in Judaism and potentially in converting, I fully expected to be turned away 3 times, as is the tradition derived from the biblical story of Ruth. Instead, I found a kind and accepting rabbi who welcomed me with open arms. You've always been the person I needed you to be, no matter what I was going through. When I needed to know something, you were my teacher. When I needed a shoulder to cry on, you were my counselor. When I needed guidance, you were my trusted mentor. When I needed encouragement, you were my motivator. And when I needed a friend, you were my friend. All of this is to say that you consistently fulfilled your calling as a rabbi in the most remarkable of ways. You've been one of the most impactful people I've ever met in my entire life, and I can say with 100% certainty that had I not met you, the trajectory of my life would look completely different. Because of you and with your help, I've converted to Judaism, learned Torah, went on Birthright, participated in countless Jewish community events, done an internship in Israel, worked at a Jewish summer camp, taught Hebrew school, studied in yeshiva, attended more Shabbat dinners, Shabbat services, and Torah studies than I could possibly count, made Aliyah to Israel, and enlisted in the IDF to protect our people. In closing, please allow me to quote from my favorite Weird Al Yankovic parody song and say, "You're pretty fly for a rabbi."
That was so great.
Can the klezmer band play that at the end of services? All right, please rise. We continue with the Shema, the most important prayer in our tradition, found at the bottom of page 10.
Shema
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Please be seated. We continue at the top of page 11. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוך בך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
I'd like to call up now Lida.
Hello. 9 years ago, I stood up here and, under the guidance of Rabbi Ahuva, became a bat mitzvah. In our meetings before my bat mitzvah, discussing the service and my Devar Torah, the rabbi encouraged me to connect my portion to my own life and what I was familiar with, which happened to be my favorite book series at the time, The Hunger Games. Rabbi Ahuva's direction not only helped me more deeply understand my portion, but also helped me develop my own personal relationship with Judaism that has grown ever since. I luckily had the opportunity to continue this journey in my very small but engaging confirmation class led by Rabbi Ahuva. Her calm and steady support on the bima made the daunting tasks of leading services for my bat mitzvah, classes, and youth group, and reading the Torah at High Holy Days much less scary, and helped me gain confidence and calm in those scenarios. Rabbi Ahuva has worked hard to ensure that, even under difficult circumstances, religious school is a fun and engaging experience. When I taught Hebrew at religious school during my freshman year of college on Zoom, she pushed us to make lessons that were engaging and interactive for the students, even through the screen. It was really fun to challenge myself to come up with creative and effective games, and helped break up the monotony of class on Zoom for both me and the students. Thank you for everything you've done for Or Me these past 10 years, and I'm excited for what the future has in store.
And next, I'd like to call up Patricia.
It's certainly an honor and a privilege to be a colleague of Rabbi Ahuva. In preparing my 2-minute presentation, I decided to concentrate and reflect on my observations of Or Me, my observations at Or Me. So the first one is how special Rabbi Ahuva is to everyone. To all of us, whether it's people attending for the first time, she usually begins the service like this, or to the young people, or the people who are most involved at Or Me, she seems to be a very special person in people's lives. My second observation of Or Me is that she elevates the spoken word. Words matter to her. I can relate to this because music matters to me. She can preach, she can energize, she can dissect scriptures, she's a great storyteller. She deems words words matter. She deems words to be valuable. My third observation is her belief, her vision of connectedness. So, 2 days ago, I decided to write a poem. I've never written a poem before in my life. I decided to write in the form of a haiku because she's very concise, right, when she speaks. So this is my poem based on how special Rabbi is to all of us, that words matter, and her belief in connectedness. A league of her own, vision of ennoblement, merging us onward. Thank you.
We're going to have a haiku Shabbat next week. But before then, let's continue with Micha Mocha at the bottom of page 12. Yai lai lai la yai la 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 ya la la yai lai lai la ya la 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 ya lai la lai la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 Ki chamocha ba'elim Adonai Ki chamocha nehedar b'kodesh Torah tehiloto seifele Torah tehiloto seifele Yai lai lai la ya la 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 ya la la Yai lai lai la ya la 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 Ya lai 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 la ya la 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 ya la la Yai lai 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 And we continue in the middle of page 13 with Stay Connected. If I've learned anything about friendship, it's to hang in, stay connected, fight for them, and let them fight for you. Don't walk away. Don't be distracted. Don't be too busy or tired. Don't take them for granted. Friends are a part of the glue that holds life and faith together. And we continue with Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
I'd like to call up Joel and Marilyn to be our next speakers.
I'm going to throw this away. I'm going to start on a different note. My first building principal when I started teaching out down in Petersburg was a highly decorated colonel, retired as a colonel and he went 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. And his wisdom when he treated his staff was to trust the staff implicitly. And when I came to him with an idea, he'd say, well, it sounds interesting, let's see what happens. Well, I found Ahuva to have the same capacity in her youth, that she implicitly knew that people have to be trusted. As previously mentioned, Rabbi Ahuva is a woman of many talents. She quietly sizes up situations and people and deploys resources strategically, asking disarming questions and making gentle suggestions. She chooses her words carefully and builds on people's strengths. She observed that I like art and cooking and helping out, among other things, and invited me to augment religious school lessons. And I've totally enjoyed teaching the kids how to braid challah. Rabbi Ahuva allows individual members to shine, making Orami a truly light-filled community. How else would I get to be videotaped making and braiding challah.
For posterity.
Good 3 hours. Well
Well, Ahuva, as Joel said, you are a light to us, and we very much appreciate how you keep us going. You've been a stalwart supporter of our Social Action Committee, full of ideas and contacts and recruiting new members with new energy. So thank you for all those supports. You always step up with our interfaith neighbors, and you help explain our tribe to them, and I think they really appreciate that role of Orami in their lives too. So we want to thank you for wearing the many hats of our Rabbino, and that you wear so gracefully. And we look forward to the next 10 years when you're going to be guiding our grandchildren here at Orami as they move on from Torah Tots. Thank you.
And I'd like to call up Bruce, who's already standing. See, we did that on purpose.
Rachel, thank you for asking me to speak today. So if I'm last, can I just go away with what everybody else said? No, I won't do that. So I have a confession to make. Can you put your hands over your ears? Okay, so 10, 11 years ago, when we were interviewing for rabbis, she was not my first choice. Okay, you can
Sit down, Bruce.
not because yeah. You two can talk about that later. No, seriously, she was great when we interviewed her. But I felt that a rabbi freshly minted right out of school wouldn't be ready to be a solo rabbi and the director of the Sunday school. I just felt that's impossible. Well, fortunately, most people in this congregation saw her better than I could see, and I was wrong. She's handled that flawlessly, just fantastic. I mean, she's creative, brilliant, very easygoing, great to hang out with, a good friend, a great singer, and I understand, but I'm not from witnessing. I understand, a great pickleball player, but I don't know that for sure. And as a bonus, she brought Rachel with her, so we got such a dynamic duo of Rachel and Ahuva. I mean, we couldn't ask for more. So my hope, my prayer is 30 years from now, when I'm 101, that I get to stand at this podium to speak at Rabbi Ahuva's retirement from Congregation Orami.
We continue our service together on page 14. Please rise for our central prayer, the Amidah. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah v'Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel ילדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. Please be seated. We continue with a relatively quiet moment for personal prayer or reflection. Page 16.
Shalom
Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. At this point in our service, we think of loved ones who are in need of healing. Tonight, we think especially of Alyssa Freeman, Jonathan Prupis-Kern, and Alex Simon. Are there other loved ones whose healing we wish to pray for tonight? With the power of community, we pray for their refuah shlema, their complete healing of body and or spirit, with the words of Misha Berach found at the bottom of page 18. Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. So now I don't normally do this, but I invite you to take out your cell phones. Rachel's going to set up a game of Kahoot. So if you don't have a smartphone on you now, I suggest you team up with someone who's pretty comfortable using one so that you can dominate this game with your trivia team.
It's fine. All right. Don't mind our technical difficulties. It's fine. Okay. And here we go. All right, so once the game is loading, it's going to tell you what to do, I promise. And I'm going to make it full screen so that you can see. We are loading the game pin. But for now, you can go to kahoot.it, and hopefully it's going to load. Why is it not loading? Connected to the Wi-Fi here? Yes, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't. Oh, come on. Here we go. We've got our game pin. So if you don't have, and if you can't see, you can move yourself to be able to see. We've got, yes. Yes, you can take a picture. I will be reading all of the questions out loud. Oh no, there's a player limit because I have the free version. So, oh no. I did not, Kahoot just tries to get you and it's not getting me. Okay, well, see if you can find any of these people on the screen and join them. But we're going to start and see what happens. Nope, you can't join. So sorry. We've reached the limit. All right, our first question this evening. It's a quiz. Where did Rabbi Ahuva go to rabbinical school? Was it Jewish Theological Seminary, JTS, Hebrew Union College, HUC, Hebrew College, HC, or American Jewish University? So, okay, I'm not going to upgrade. Oh, that's right. It was HUC in Los Angeles. Let's see. Ooh, Allie's taking the lead. Second question, how old was Rabbi Ahuva when she started working at Orami? Was she 26, 27, 12, or 32? Oh, that's right. She was 26. That's right. And even though she was the youngest in her rabbinical class, she was the top of her class. Oh, yeah. Very impressive. Our third question, where did Rabbi Ahuva go to high school? Did she go in McLean, Virginia, Sacramento, California, Tel Aviv, Israel, or Greensboro, North Carolina? It was Greensboro. That's right. Ahuva went to American Hebrew Academy and was part of the pioneer students to graduate from that school. And our Bima, our lectern, is from her high school, from American Hebrew Academy. So pretty cool. Rabbi Ahuva trivia. Okay, what is Rabbi Ahuva's favorite sport to play? Is it skee ball, volleyball? It didn't even... Okay, well, you know what? I'm really proud of the pictures that I found. This is of Ahuva's basketball team in high school. Which number is Rabbi Ahuva? 40, that's right. She is right here. I know, what a cutie patootie. Okay. Oh, Sarah's in the lead. Okay. Oh, with Eddie. Okay, how many different theme prayer books has Rabbi Ahuva created for Orami? 5, 10, 15, 20. So, let's see. It's 20. And counting. Let's see. Oh, we've got some movement. All right, question number 6. What is Rabbi Ahuva's most popular YouTube video on her Prairieoki channel? Is it the first night of Hanukkah blessing, the mourner's Kaddish, before Torah blessing, or Misha Berach? In fact, fun fact, the Prairieoki channel has over 4 million views. That's right, this is a secret celebrity, is your rabbi. Ooh, Snack Queen's coming for that top spot. Okay, question number 7. For which local organization has Rabbi Ahuva not served as a chairperson or community leader? We've got the RCC, the Richmond Rabbinic Council, the RCJE, Richmond Council of Jewish Educators, the PRRC, the Pickleball Playing Rabbi Council, or the BAIT, the Bon Air... Wow, well, couldn't even finish. Okay, Cedar's coming in. All right, 2 more questions. What is Rabbi Ahuva's favorite beverage? We've got cold filter water, a mocha frappuccino, whiskey on the rocks, or a Shirley Temple. What can you find her drinking? That's right, cold filtered water. I know, shocking. Both Rabbi Ahuva and I do not drink alcohol, so that's our number 1 drink in our house. Okay, question 9. In Rabbi Ahuva's hit Rosh Hashanah song, what does she say you're gonna dip into honey? We've got apples, challah, your finger, or all the above. I don't recommend dipping your cell phone in honey. That's right, all the above. Okay, and this is our last question. 10 out of 10. What year did Rabbi Ahuva and I celebrate our Ufraf, our pre-wedding blessing at Orami? Was it 2014, 2015, 2016, or 2017? Hint, it wasn't legal when we first got here. It was 2015. That's right, this fall we'll be celebrating 9 years of being married. And we've got in 3rd place, Darren. In 2nd place, Cedar. And for the winner, it's going to be Sarah and Eddie. Awesome. And the fun doesn't end here. We have a special video that we are going to share with you all from the people of Ormi. So make sure you can see. Oh, hold on, let me do this. Where is my... Sorry, the sound is Okay, hold on, I figured it out. Okay, here we go.
Hello, Rabbi. This is Ron Shamaskin. 10 years does go by very fast when we're having fun. You have impacted my life mostly by your peaceful Shabbat services on Friday evenings, whether I'm in person or on Zoom. Also, your sermons and the stories that you tell are very important and pertinent to our lives today. And for that, we appreciate you very much. We're looking forward to another decade with you, and very happy to send this video in your appreciation.
Hi, Lisa Halberstadt here. I was on the search committee 10 years ago, and we clearly hit the jackpot with Rabbi Ahuva, who is wise beyond her years and gifted with a quiet, confident, no-drama presence and a wonderful wit. There is a midrash that says in the future, all prayers will be abolished except for prayers of gratitude. So here are just a few things about you for which I am deeply grateful, Rabbi Ahuva. Your support for two things I'm passionate about, Jewish meditation and the sisterhood of Salam Shalom, which is an indication of your open-mindedness and your open-heartedness. Your deep Jewish knowledge and equally deep enthusiasm for sharing this knowledge. For example, when I asked you for the Hebrew word for ingratitude, I expected a one-word reply. Instead, you sent me a multi-paragraph email explaining the nuances of the word in biblical Hebrew, early rabbinic Hebrew, later rabbinic Hebrew, modern standard Hebrew, as well as some Rashi commentary, the root letters, and so on. And I loved it. The beautiful baby naming ceremonies for our two mixed faith grandchildren, and your gorgeous voice, which absolutely captivated 4-month-old Lucy when you bestowed the priestly blessing upon her. She couldn't take her eyes off you. I could go on and on, but I'm about out of time, so I'll end with this. Mazel tov, and my deepest gratitude for your 10 years as our spiritual leader, and I look forward to seeing what the next 10 will bring.
Not long ago, there was a young rabbi who was looking for a congregation to lead and call her own. As luck would have it, there was also a congregation looking for a new spiritual leader. This rabbi also liked to tell stories, and this congregation had an interesting story of its own. So when young Rabbi Ahuva came to Ormi, it was love at first sight, at least from my point of view. Here we are 10 years later. I have been a teacher all my adult life, and what I see in you are all of the finest qualities of a teacher. Rabbi Ahuva, you engage and you deliver as you use your intelligence, sharp wit, and gentle warmth to continue to grow Ormi. Even during the trying times of the COVID pandemic, you kept us connected and going strong, and membership has steadily grown under your leadership. Even small moments can have big impacts. I will never forget the year at the high holiday service when you changed the battery in the microphone as if this was a part of the service. You didn't miss a beat. How you can manage to juggle so many balls and remain so calm and steady never ceases to amaze me. No task is ever too small for you to take on. You help move chairs when we're setting up for a special event,
and you apply your technology know-how to assist with meetings or to instruct others on how to do it. I've asked you on several occasions to share pictures to use in the annual meeting. Each time, you have gone above and beyond by sending me a series of pictures beautifully formatted thematically. What would have taken me hours or days to compile, you are able to turn out in what seems like minutes. First as a board member, and more recently as president, it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you. I always look forward to our monthly one-on-ones before the board meetings. Even when there are matters of a serious nature to discuss, you make it so comfortable. Meeting with you is like having a conversation with a good friend. I've made plenty of mistakes as president, but the good teacher in you has always been able to make me feel good about myself and offer helpful suggestions. Furthermore, you don't dwell on mistakes. You're always looking forward. When we were in search of a new spiritual leader 10 years ago, I never dreamed that we would find someone with your level of compassion, intelligence, sense of humor, and beautiful singing voice. I have certainly found my spiritual home at ORME, thanks in large part to your leadership. As you enter your second decade with ORME, I hope that you will decide to make ORME your forever home. We love you, Rabbi Ahuva.
We are Terry Hopper and Alex Wyman, longtime members of Congregation ORME, the one in Richmond, Virginia.
Thank you, Ahuva, for being our rabbi for the last 10 years. Our daughter, Lida, was one of the first, if not the first, bat mitzvah you did at ORME. We remember the care you took guiding her and us through the process, particularly how you helped her connect her Torah portion with her interest in dystopian YA literature for her Devar Torah. Your quick wit and calm demeanor involving an enthusiastic young cousin and a Torah stuffy put us and our guests at ease. Just one of many occasions where you may have felt flustered, and others, and we certainly did. But you did not show it, and we were able to move on. You made us feel comfortable and joyful that day. We appreciate that you continued to mentor Lida when she volunteered and then taught Hebrew in the religious school, giving her the space, authority, trust, and then credit for figuring out how to best connect to the students, including creating a Zoom version of the game of Battleship.
In our time as both past and current board members, we've come to appreciate your opening Devar Torah, which always has a pearl or two of wisdom aimed at helping the board focus on the task at hand. Alas, despite your best efforts, it's not always successful. But it's your quiet, strong leadership which we truly admire. We look forward to many years to come.
Rabbi Ahuva, Isabel and I apologize for not being able to join you and the congregation honoring you on this milestone anniversary. We celebrate this momentous occasion, a decade of journeying together, of sharing laughter and tears, of growing as a community. 10 years ago, you walked through the doors of Congregation ORME, filled with hope and perhaps a touch of trepidation. But oh, what an incredible journey it has been.
In those 10 years, you witnessed births and weddings, celebrated bat mitzvahs, and supported us and the community. We've learned, we've laughed, and we've grown. And through it all, we have seen you grow.
You bring something unique to our community, enriching us with your talents, your wisdom, and your boundless love. It's your spirit of inclusivity, of embracing diversity that truly sets you apart.
Even with all the laughter and the joy, you've also faced challenges, times when the path seemed uncertain, when the darkness threatened to overwhelm us. Yet time and again, you emerged stronger, united in faith and in our commitment to one another.
May the next 10 years be filled with blessings beyond measure as we write the next chapter of your story, one of love, of resilience, and of boundless possibilities. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, and congratulations, Rabbi Ahuva.
Rabbi, we love you and are so thankful that we stumbled into you at ORME, and we hope you continue to be a part of our life and our religious community for a long time. We love you so much.
Love you, Rabbi.
Here's to 40 more years.
Bye.
A big thank you to Darren for putting together that video. Round of applause. And I'd like to invite up Lori for just one little thing before we do a couple more things.
Well, we already know that I don't have great technology skills. So, and I also know that you are not a big fan of little tchotchkes. So hopefully we decided to put together a book, the Rabbi Ahuva book, and this is truly a community effort. You've got tributes from many different congregants. And there is paper inside for those of you who may want to share a word that didn't have an opportunity to send something in. And interspersed are pictures of you and others over the years. I did not date them. Maybe you can figure out what year these things happened when you look at it. So we'd like to present this to you. And again, I'd like to say thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Some light reading for bedtime. Okay. So trying to be mindful of the time, I didn't plan a full sermon for tonight, but I do want to say thank you and a couple words about this week's Torah portion. This portion is called Bechukotai and begins with the words, "If you walk in my ways," before talking about all of the blessings that will follow. This portion comes from the book of Leviticus, which also has the Torah portion that I talked about during my interview weekend at Orami in March 2014. Little did I know then what a blessing it would be to learn to walk in each other's ways over the past 10 years. This has been an incredible journey so far. Thank you for taking the chance on me when I was just a baby rabbi, especially Bruce. I'm glad you came around. I once heard it was an unanimous vote, but I guess everybody but Bruce. Thank you for trusting me to be your spiritual guide and for inviting me to be a part of the most important moments in your lives at weddings, baby namings, b'nai mitzvah, and funerals. Thank you especially to those who have served on the board and committees, taught in the religious school, or helped out with special events, classes, and programs. Rachel can tell you that my top 2 love languages are acts of service and quality time. So I have a special fondness in my heart for those who have given so much of your time to work with me on any number of projects for the synagogue. I am also grateful to those who may not be able to attend many programs in person, yet still remain committed to supporting our synagogue year after year. I would not be here without you. It is you who has kept me here for 10 years, even as most of my classmates from rabbinical school have moved to their 2nd or 3rd jobs in different communities since we were ordained. There is something special here at Orami, a down-to-earth and accepting culture that makes it a joy to work here. I love the people here, and I love the opportunity to be creative in my work here, whether by writing new services or designing an innovative religious school program for the kids in our community. I know I would not have had the same opportunities if I had chosen to work anywhere else. Orami is truly one-of-a-kind community. I'm so proud and so grateful to call Orami my home. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
I think we should just skip announcements. We should just skip announcements.
Can we do it at the end or no? Okay. Now that we're standing, we continue on page 20 with Aleinu, conveniently. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. At this point in our service, we think of loved ones who have passed away recently or at this time in years past. Tonight we remember with love Marion Bodner, mother of Mark Bodner, who passed away last week, as well as the yahrzeits of Rhoda Bloom, mother of Judith Nelson, Catherine Cohen, mother of Deborah Cohen, Lita Diamond, mother of Denise Pikula, Max Durowitz, grandfather of Sheila Schnitt, Jacob Furman, grandfather of Daniel Furman, Sarah Ippick, mother of Delbert Linnerman, Jean Lanke, mother of Beth Meixner, Dr. Bernard Packer, father of Susan Ferris, Rebecca Ringel, grandmother of David Goldsmith, Joseph Rosenbaum, father of Laura Horwitz, Carolyn Samuels, mother of Sue Shires, and Patricia Sirachi, grandmother of Selena Geider. Are there other loved ones we wish to remember tonight? Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be a blessing. We remain standing as a community of support for the Mourners Kaddish on page 22. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha brichu, le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu be'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort for all who are bereaved. And let us say,
Amen.
Please be seated. I'd like to invite up Terry to do announcements before they're forgotten, which I often do.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. And welcome, and what a great evening. Just to thank Rabbi Ahuva, thank you Rachel, and thank you to everyone who helped gather the materials, put the video together, put the photos together, and put the wonderful spread together as well at the back of the room. So just a few quick announcements. First of all, tomorrow there is a social action field trip to the Moton Museum in Farmville tomorrow morning. On Monday evening, there is the Orami Book Club. We are doing King Solomon's Table. That means we're doing a cookbook, which means we are having a potluck dinner. And then on Tuesday evening, there is a Culinary Adventures dinner group. And most importantly, on Sunday, June 9th, is Orami's annual meeting at 10 a.m. right here. You should come. Also, just as a note, the rabbi is going to be on vacation, a well-deserved one. There will be no Torah study until August. And next week, John Weinberg will be leading services. It'll be like haiku, maybe other forms of poetry as well. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
We may still have a copy of Jews and Haikus in the library. It'll make it a little bit easier. All right. So we'll conclude our service tonight with Moses' favorite song, Lean on Me, found in the middle of page 23.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Thank you again. Thank you to Rachel for playing guitar tonight. If everyone can kindly return your services, unless you want to keep a copy, but we do reuse them, to the table near the entrance, and then join us in the back for Kiddush and Motzi. That would be great. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
It's on all of those bottles. Hello, 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 hello. We would like to make a toast. We'd like to make a toast to the rabbi. We have some non-alcoholic sparkling cider over here, if you could grab a glass. To the next 10 years. Mazel tov. Yay. Yes. Enjoy the treats. Enjoy the cake. Cheesecake. Challah.